Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the channel. Another weekly watches for the collection. This will be the last one for 2 weeks now, because I'm away obviously for 2 weeks. As of tomorrow, you'll see this when I'm en route. I thought I'd do this early. I mean, I expect I'll watch a few films tonight, but they'll just roll on to the next one that I do. So you just get an extra few titles basically to talk about. Done quite well. I think I've done 10 this week, which is pretty good considering, like I said, I've got another 2, so it would have been 12 if I'd have been recording it tomorrow, but I've got to leave early, so I won't have enough time to record this and get it up. But we're gonna kick things off with the first film I watched of the week, which was Evil Under the Sun, which is a Poirot film starring Peter Ustinov as Poirot. You have Maggie Smith, you've got Diana Rigg, James Mason, Roddy McDowall, Sylvia Miles. Really good cast, and it's the same director that directed The Mirror Cracked, which I've watched recently as well and thoroughly enjoyed. Really good film set on the on an island where there's like a resort hotel in the Mediterranean, and as you could expect, a murder happens and Poirot takes it upon himself to investigate it. I think Peter Ustinov's really convincing as Poirot. I do still think the best Poirot, and I think most people will agree with me, is David Suchet. He's kind of the ultimate Poirot in my opinion. I've not seen Albert Finney's one yet. I do have that, Murder on the Orient Express, and obviously I've already mentioned before I really like the Kenneth Branagh Poirot films. I'd love to see more of them. Really solid film this was, and I'll just quickly show you the art cards that come with it, because we do get art cards with this edition. So you have got that one, that's Maggie Smith. You got Diana Rigg there. I don't know her name, but she was really good in the film. Is that Jane Birkin, maybe? Obviously, back to the start with Peter Ustinov. Really good film that was. I need to check out Murder on the Orient Express, and then Death on the Nile, which was also Peter Ustinov, but I don't actually own that one. So I'll have to grab a copy of that. And then I think Peter Ustinov did a few TV ones, and then he did a final one called Appointment with Death, which I do not believe is available on Blu-ray over here. And I think the DVD's pretty out of print as well now, so hopefully Studio Canal will release that at some point, because I would love to give that one a watch as well. But that is Evil Under the Sun. Next up, it was a rewatch for me for this one. I just came across a short on, I know James does this quite a lot over at Movie Mad. He scrolls through shorts on YouTube, which then makes him want to watch the film. Happened to me. I was just scrolling through these shorts on YouTube, and a short for this film came up. I thought, I've not seen that film for ages. So I thought I'd give it a watch, and that's The Invention of Lying. Ricky Gervais, Jennifer Garner, Jonah Hill, Louis C.K., Rob Lowe, Tina Fey. Philip Seymour Hoffman's got a cameo. You've got Jeffrey Tambor in there as well. Fionnuala Flanagan, great Irish actress. Yeah, really funny. It's basically set in a world where lying just doesn't exist. Everybody just tells the truth. And this guy one day invents lying and starts lying, and everybody's wondering how he does this and what the hell's going on, and he becomes sort of like a prophet of sorts. They think he can talk to the man in the sky, as they call him. And yes, it's really funny. I do like this film. I love Ghost Town as well with Ricky Gervais. I only got the DVD of that, which is, I don't even know if you'll have seen that yet. I got it in one of the boxes, so teaser if you haven't got to that box yet. But I'd love to get that on Blu-ray as well. And it's a shame he's not really done many other American films. Because this one, and like Ghost Town, like I said, I really enjoy. I really like his character in the Night at the Museum films as well. Obviously Derek, Afterlife. I've not actually, shockingly, never seen The Office. An Idiot Abroad as well. And Stephen Merchant has like a very quick cameo in this film as well. But yeah, that's The Invention of Lying. I then watched, I've not got this to hand, I've just written it on a piece of paper, Firefox from my Clint Eastwood box set. Mainly because we were talking about 1982 films on the last two streams, and in the first one that we were talking about them, I realised there's a lot of films from that year that I've not seen yet, so I wanted to watch the ones that I own before we had the next stream, which was on the Monday. So I did, and I watched Firefox, and it's a decent Clint film. It's not his best, I don't think. I think it's a bit too long. I think Jim said this as well, or it was Kenny. When they're in the sky, when he's in the sky, once he's got the Firefox, it's a bit long, bit too long, that part. But it's good seeing Clint play sort of different type of character. That's got like sort of PTSD from the war. Yeah, I did enjoy it for the most part. It's not my favourite Clint film, but it's one that I would watch again, I expect. So yeah, that was Firefox. Then we have another rewatch. I just wanted to rewatch this with my mum because she'd never seen it. And the week prior, we had watched Moulin Rouge for the first time. Well, not me for the first time, her for the first time. So I thought I'd give this, and she actually shockingly said she liked this more than Moulin Rouge. But it is Australia with Nicole Kidman and Hugh Jackman. Obviously, they're two very different films, but they are both Baz Luhrmann. So I asked her which one do you like more, and she said definitely this one. And she wasn't convinced to start with. I think the runtime put her off. It sort of starts out a bit slow, but then it got her, and she did really enjoy it. It's a great film if you've not seen it, and I think a lot of people probably are put off by the runtime for this one. But Baz Luhrmann, in my eyes, the only film that he's done that I've not really got on with is Romeo and Juliet. Just never really got into Shakespeare dialogue. Never been my sort of thing. Although I know he's obviously regarded as one of the best writers to live ever. But this is sort of like a epic, I would say, Western love story type things, war film, all of them combined. It's set in the 40s. It's about a lady from England. Her husband has been away in Australia. They own this big like cattle ranch in the middle of nowhere in Australia. And she's got to go up there, meet her husband there to kind of sell it up. But when she gets there, she finds out something's happened to her husband, which kind of takes things into perspective a little bit more. She meets Drover, played by Hugh Jackman, who kind of helped do the cattle run, sell the cattle, that sort of thing. And there's also this young little boy, why have I forgotten his name? Nulla, that was his name, who she kind of starts to form a bond with, like a motherly bond. You got David Wenham, who plays like the sort of the main villain in this. Brian Brown, who kind of owns a lot of the cattle in Darwin, which is where they've got to take the cattle to. And it's just an epic love war film that I highly recommend. If you've never seen it, just because it's never really interested you, I'd recommend giving it a go. See how you get on with it, because I was in that mindset as well when I first watched it. I thought, how am I gonna like a nearly 3 hour like sort of film just set in Australia? But I did. It was very good. So yeah, that's Australia. Oh, the worst of the week here. And Roy, we finally agree on something. Roy was pretty certain that because sorry, I'll move the camera up a bit. Because he didn't get on with this film. There he has a bit there. That I would. Couldn't be more wrong, Roy. We're definitely on the same page with this film. As you would say, what a bag of bollocks this film was. Utter shite. And he's renamed the film, which I think is quite apt for the film. The Disappointment is what it was. I mean, it's The Appointment, but what the on earth was going on in this film? This has got to be one of the worst films I've seen for a while, and I think Roy said the same when he watched it. Edward Woodward, excuse the pun, was so wooden in this film. Everyone in this film was terrible. It's just terrible. There wasn't really a story. It was stupid. I just couldn't wait for it to end. Just really, really did not like this film at all. That's all I can really say about it. It's got to be a contender for one of the worst films I've seen this year. I am not keeping this in the collection. This will be sold on. Hopefully, because I got this when BFI were like sort of doing their like sale. Hopefully I can get a little bit for this, so maybe make my money back, so it won't be too much of a loss. But yeah, I mean, just what is going on with this film? And like Roy said, if you ever wanted to see a car do a headstand, watch it for that. I was explaining this to my barber the other night, and he was like, "What the hell?" I was like, it's just one of those weird 80s British films that you just kind of can't really explain. There's a bit where a car eats a mechanic. Why? You just never really know what's going on in this film, and that is why it's so shit. Avoid this. Sorry, Jodie, because I know you're the only person that's seen this that has got on with it. Fair play to you if you liked it. Yeah, good on you. I think it's utter shit. And it will not be staying in the collection. So yeah, that's that one. Then one which you haven't seen yet, because I got this. We get like a £50 voucher at work because of the nature of my job. If we hit like our servicing target every month, then each of us get a £50 voucher of our choice. I always go for Amazon, and we did this month, just gone the start, like July. So I spent my £50 on 3 Blu-rays I wanted. The other 2 I'll probably watch when I get back, so you'll see them then. But this one has been one that I was gutted I missed at the cinema, because it's my type of film. So I put it on straight away pretty much. And it's The Amateur, Rami Malek and Lawrence Fishburne. I've just gone with the Blu-ray. Happy enough to have just the Blu-ray. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you now. I'm off of 4K at the moment. It's too expensive. And when, for older films, for films that are getting first-time 4K releases that look great, that I don't already have in the collection, sure. But for new films like this, Minecraft, I'm probably just going to grab on Blu-ray at some point. I don't need the 4K to spend an extra £10 for it. I can't justify it. I really can't. But for when you're getting, like, Dirty Harry, for example, which was only £20, if that was a brand new Blu-ray, it would be £15. So for an extra £5, I don't mind that. So I don't mind doing that. But not for films like this for an extra tenner. Just not worth it, in my opinion. But really good spy thriller, this one. Basically, Rami Malek's character is an analyst at the CIA. He's like a decoder. And one day his wife is killed in a terrorist attack in London. His wife being played by Rachel Brosnahan in this. And they don't really want to do much to investigate it. So he sort of takes it into his own hands to find out what's happened with her. Gets some sort of training from Lawrence Fishburne's like sort of character, because he basically blackmails one of the, I think he's like the deputy director, because he's got stuff on him that he says will leak if he doesn't help him find his wife's killers, basically. So he gets trained up, like I said, by Lawrence Fishburne's character, and then goes out into the wild and starts trying to get revenge. And it's really well done. It's one that I wish I'd seen at the cinema. I love these sorts of films. I really do love these sorts of films. It's a gripping global spy thriller. I definitely agree with that. Recommend this. £15. I mean, like I said, I didn't pay anything for it because I got it on the voucher. But even so, for £15, it is well worth it. yeah, I highly recommend getting yourself a copy of this if you can. Give it a go, or if you're not too convinced, it's not your sort of thing. If you've got Disney Plus, it is streaming on Disney Plus at the moment, so you could always watch it on there first before deciding whether you want to pick it up physically. But yeah, really good film. We've got Katrina Balfe as well as in this. She's got a good role. Michael Stuhlbarg, great character actor. Holt McCallany, Julianne Nicholson. Really good little cast in this one. Yeah, recommend that one. That's The Amateur. Next up, we have my watch pile pick of the week. So, as per usual, I'm not going to go into this too much. If you want to know my full thoughts on this film, go back to that video and you'll find out. But it's Free State of Jones with Matthew McConaughey, which Roy picked out for me this week. Civil War film, kind of the South versus the North in America. You got Matthew McConaughey, who's sort of rising up. He's like creating like a unionist group, based on a true story. He was a real person, Newt Knight, and I really enjoyed it. Thought it was really good, sort of like war drama. Matthew McConaughey's brilliant in it. Got Mahershala Ali in there. He was really good as well. Kerry Russell's got a small role in there. Yeah, if you like your Civil War films, I would definitely recommend giving this one a go. Pretty good film, pretty solid. So yeah, that's The Free State of Jones. After that, I then watched a short one because once it gets to a certain time, if I put a long film on, I will not finish it. So I thought an hour and a half, that'll do me. So I watched One Crazy Summer, which has John Cusack, Demi Moore, and Bobcat Goldthwait, who was the absolute highlight of this film for me. Just his persona, which I think a lot of the 80s films, like I've not seen the Police Academy sequels he's in yet, but I know that he's got the same sort of shtick in it. It's just his voice and the way he acts. It just cracks me up. You got Curtis Armstrong in here as well, who I remember from Revenge of the Nerds. He's great in this as well. Just yeah, great film, great summer film, great like film to end the summer with for me. I think some really weird character names, like John Cusack's character is called Hoops, really odd. You got Bobcat Goldthwait's characters, who's called I think he's called Egg. Yeah, very odd. I think the only normal name of a character in this is George, who's his best friend. And Cassandra, who's Demi Moore's character. But really good, sort of fun summer film. He's on summer vacation. He's just graduated school. He goes on summer vacation with his friend, meets Demi Moore's character. There's obviously the typical bully that they come across. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. I did like this. Apparently, this is the same director that did Better Off Dead, which has just got a 4K release, which is like one of those ones. I would get that because the Blu-ray's long out of print here, so it's a film I want to watch, so I would definitely grab a copy of that at some point. But yeah, if you like a silly sort of 80s comedy, it's one I'd recommend. That's One Crazy Summer. Then last night I watched a classic. Just felt I was in the mood to watch a classic with just two great actors, and this was in the pile. I thought I've not seen that yet, so I thought got to give it a go. So I put on An Affair to Remember, starring the brilliant Cary Grant and Deborah Kerr. Deborah Kerr being in probably my favourite war film, which is From Here to Eternity, with Burt Lancaster. Frank Sinatra's in there as well. Love that film. Cary Grant, I love Cary Grant, he's just great. North by Northwest, Suspicion, To Catch a Thief. It is To Catch a Thief, the Hitchcock one. Yeah, there's more that I need to see with him in, but I do like Cary Grant. And I came across this film, I mean, Roy and Stuart are the ones that told me to get it, but from watching Sleepless in Seattle, because it's a big part of that film, and I love that film, and this was always featured. I thought, well, I quite fancy watching that, so I picked up a copy a few months ago, but I've never actually got around to watching it, so I am very glad that I have now. It's one of those ones, they're two characters, they're both engaged to someone else, they meet aboard like a cruise ship going back to New York, and really fall in love with each other. They then make sort of this agreement to meet again 6 months later at the top of the Empire State Building, and they'll get married, but something happens, and I'll leave it there. Really good classic film. Like I said, love Deborah Kerr, love Cary Grant. You just really can't go wrong with the classics like this. Good score as well. Classic, like, sort of song that a lot of films like this back then had their own song for them. Yeah, recommend that one. That's an affair to remember. Then again, after that finished, I thought I need to have a short film, otherwise I'm never going to finish it. So I thought, I've not seen the sequel to this yet, I'll give it a go. So I put on another 48 Hours. Been on the shelf for ages. I thought, I feel like watching a good, like, easy 90-minute action comedy. I mean, I didn't realise that both of these were directed by Walter Hill, who I know is, I think he's one of Stuart's favourite directors. I love Walter Hill. Everything I've seen Walter Hill do, I've loved. I mean, whether it's these two films or The Warriors, I'm sure there's something else I've seen him do. Something in the 90s. Can't remember though. I need to get onto Southern Comfort though. Desperately. I think, did he do Uncommon Valor, or was it Extreme Prejudice? He did one of them. I think Extreme Prejudice, because that was with Nick Nolte as well. I think he did that. But yeah, another 48 Hours. It's not as good as the first one, but it's still a lot of fun. It's still got the banter between the two characters. There's still, like, good comedy moments in there. I don't think the supporting cast is as strong as the first one, because I mean, in the first one you had James Remar as the villain. You don't really have anyone like that in the sequel as like a big name, or a name that's no people know in the second one at all. But it's good as sequels go. It's not bad. I would like to see them cap it off with like a third one, see what they did with that. But yeah, it's good. Set in, like, obviously 8 years after the first. This was in 1990, so it was going to be a bit different because it's not the 80s anymore, and it was still trying to be like an 80s buddy cop comedy sort of thing. But yeah, I still enjoyed it. I like both of these films. Glad these are another ones. Glad to have these on 4K, because it's the only way you can get both of them, like, on any format over here. You can get the first one, I think you can get them individually on 4K now, and you can get the first one, it had like a HMV VHS set Blu-ray, but there was no, you couldn't get the second one anywhere. And I think when this came out, I picked this up, and it was only 25 quid for two films with the 4K, the Blu-ray. I think that's a really good price. But yeah, glad that I've watched that one now as well. So yeah, that is it. That is everything I've sort of watched in almost the last week. So let me know your thoughts on any of the ones I've watched down below in the comments. Like I said, I will be back in about 2 weeks. Well, no, it will be about 3 weeks, because there won't be one the weekend I come back, because I won't have seen anything except for the two I'll be watching later on. So there won't be anything then. But I still have other videos going up every now and then whilst I'm away. And the live streams are still happening as well. This week's live stream, I will put a plug here. I'll probably put a post up as well, because I want to make sure people don't think it's still on Monday. It's on Wednesday this coming week. So that will be the 27th of August. Same time, 7 o'clock. It'll be a bit later for me, because it'll be 8 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock UK time now, and 1 o'clock where Jim is. So far, Jodie's definitely going to be on. I think possibly the same guests that I've had the last few weeks, Pete, Kenny and Jim might be on as well, but I need to confirm with them first. But yeah, should be a lot of fun. Won't be on for as long, probably only go on for 2 hours this week, because it'll be 10 o'clock by the time it finishes my time, so I need to, and I'd be up I'm on holiday, so I don't really want to go for too long, too late. But yeah, that is it for this video anyway. So if you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Turn your notification bell on so you know when I have a new video uploaded to the channel. Comment down below anything and everything. As you know, I always take the time to get back to anyone that leaves me a comment because I really do appreciate it. And that is it. So until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye.